In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get the closest actor to the player. Alright, let's jump into it. So, this is our main player, and this is my AI character. The AI character is literally just a base class of character right here, and it's just got that mesh model on it. That's all it is. I have not changed any other settings from default, and they are just placed around the map. Got a actor 1, 2, 3, and 4 named correspondingly, of course. Okay, now we want to find out how to get the distance from our main player to that whichever actor is closest, and then get that actor that is closest so we can use that in our blueprint. Okay, so this is on our event graph of our player character, and my player character is of character class as well. Of course, that gives this character movement. So now on begin play, we need to get all actors of class. Type that out, get all actors of class under utilities, and that's the node. And then you want to search for your AI character, whatever it is named. In my case, AI example, right here. And that is our AI character. Now that is going to get every single one of them in the game. In my case is 4. No matter how many you have, it's going to get all of them and put them in this array. And now you want to drag off this array, type for each. We're going to get for each loop right here underneath of array. Make sure you plug in your execution pin. And then from there, once you got that hooked up, it'll look like this. You need to drag off your loop body and type add. And right here under array, add. That's the node that you want right here. And I have that set up right here. And then you need a variable. Alright, this is the first variable you need for this to work. You can name it whatever you want. I just named it all AI characters, easy to understand. It's got to be an array of your AI character, so you type it in. My guy's name is AI example object reference, and then of course set it to an array right here, the little grid symbol. Now bring in your variable, make sure you plug it into the add function, and that will give us what we want so far. That is it for begin play. Now you can ignore this. This is to allow my player to look around, and this allows him to move. Very simple. If you need to know this information, there's other tutorials. Many of millions, if not every guy that does tutorials has uploaded this at least once. Alright, moving on to the tick function, which if you do not know, the tick calls constantly. Like every single computer, I don't know how often it is exactly, but I know it will run the performance down if you use it way too much. So I am just delaying it by 1 second. You can type delay if you do not know this. Delay is under flow control, delay, and you can set it to however long you want it to wait. And the longer, the more performance you save, because it's not calling as often. I only need to check once a second's fine, because I don't need to constantly know which one's closest. But in your game, you might. So maybe you can set it down to like 0.01. And I think that's still way slower than the tick function itself. Alright, so drag off of that, and then here I'm calling my custom function. If you don't know how to make a custom function, type custom function. You'll find add custom event, or yeah, custom event, not custom function. That was definitely not the right word. Custom event. You can name it whatever you want. For now it's called custom event 0. So you would drag out of here and type custom event 0, and there it is under call function. And then that will wirelessly send this signal straight to this node right here. So that's how you make a custom event. If I said function again, I apologize. So I'm calling my custom event get closest AI right here. So that takes us out of the tick, and now we move on to the last little bit of code right here. And then that's it, you're done. Okay, let's fight through this one. Okay, we need to drag in, get all AI characters, and then drag off of that, and then you're going to get your for each loop again like we did before. And then drag off of the loop body and type append. And we're going to be append array. That's what we're going to be using, this node right here. And I already have it set up right here. Now, we're going to pause here a second. I want to point out we need another variable. I named it AI distances. This keeps track of how far each of your AI is. So AI distances makes sense for me. It needs to be a float variable and then make it an array. There's a grid right here. Okay, and then once you have that, you can drag it in, get it, and plug it into your target node right here. And yes, I do believe it is called target node if you hover over it. Target array. Okay, you gotta make sure it's plugged into the target array. This one is a source array. It does something different. You gotta make sure you're on the target array. Now let's back up to our for each loop. We're done with that little section. Drag off your array element, which is your current actor that the for each loop is referencing, and type get distance to. Get distance to is under transformation. That's the node you need. And it might default to be plugged into the target, but you need to make sure you unselect the target if it is plugged in like this. I'll show you. If it is the target, you need to make sure you undo that with alt click and then plug it into other actor. It has to be other actor. I'm pretty sure it will not work. It may. I have not tested it, but I'm pretty sure it will not. Now drag off your return value and type make array. Okay, and then you're left with that function, which looks like this. Drag off of the array on the make array and plug it into your source under append. I do believe it. Yeah, source array. Make sure it's on that. It cannot be on the target. If you get these backwards, I'm sure it will not work correctly. And that's that. We're almost done. Here's the last step. Go back to our for each loop one more time and come out of the completed. Once it's done all this and set up our array, what we needed, we'd come out of the completed node one time. This runs multiple times. The loop body runs multiple times, sets up all your closest guards, or all your guards in your level are set on this array. But now we come out of the completed node once all that's done, and we're going to set our closest AI character, which is our final variable that we need. The closest AI character, I named it that because, well, it is the closest one to the player, and that's the one we're referencing, so I thought it made sense to me. Make sure it is your AI character. So for example, you type in their name again, right here under object types, AI example, object reference, because we want to reference our AI enemy or friendly player, whatever it may be, the AI actor. You may be able to, I'm sure you can use the same system for any kind of actor, but I have not tested it, and this is mainly focused on enemy AI. So, yeah, let's see. We need to drag off of our, okay, hold on a second. Moment of confusion. I lost myself there for a second. I was, last thing I did, I drug off the completed array. Yeah, and then you're going to type set, closest, I don't know if I can spell right, closest AI character. And that's what I've done here. So yeah, you plug that in, and then this was the part that confused me. I realized I forgot this. Okay, so now let's go back and make sure we get this little code here. It will not work if we do not get this. Okay, so type min of, and then you'll find min of float array under float. This is the node we're working with. Okay, now grab your variable that we made earlier, AI distances, and drag it into the float array. And then on the output, index of minimum value, we want to take that integer and type get. And under array, you'll see get a copy and get a reference. Do not use a reference, it will not work. And it may change automatically if you accidentally use it, but we need get a copy. And that is what we're using here. Now, take your AI characters, all AI characters variable that you already have, drag it in and plug it into the array value right here. Then on the output, plug it into the closest AI character. And that will set, to short, in basic terms, this is the final output node that you need to use your information however you wish. And I'm using the closest AI character, getting its name, and printing it out so we can see to make sure that we are actually indeed getting the right character, just for testing purposes. But here you could plug it out to do anything you want with it, like the closest enemy AI character, kill them if they get too close. I don't know. You could do whatever you want with it at this point. It's up to you. This is just so you can find the closest character to you. The very final thing you need here is the clear function. You want to take your AI distances array, drag off of it, and type clear. And that is the final node you need right there. Make sure you hook up your execution pins, and then that is it. That will clear this previous function here, and that way it can be reused over and over, over and over, and over and over. And every time you use it, it will work. But if you do not clear it, it's obviously going to store information over, and then it's not going to work again. You got to clear it at the end of it. Okay, and that should be everything. I do not believe I missed anything. Let's go to play. And now we can see up in the top left corner, hopefully you can see it on the video. I might even zoom it in for you if you cannot see it. But our closest AI character is apparently 2, and I'm sure the computer knows better than I do where I'm at on this map. So we're closest to 2. Let's try moving towards 3. Boom, there it is. It's changed to 3. And it will have a little bit of delay because I'm only checking every 1 second. But you can do it as fast or slow as you would like. Okay, so now we're going to move towards 4. Towards 1. There you go. It is definitely working. And like I said, the little bit of delay, if you just seen it kind of went to 4 and then 3, that's because there is a delay because I'm only checking once a second. Because that's all I need for this case. And I don't have any extra sphere collisions on detecting these players. It is just doing the distance itself and getting that information. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This is really good for me because I don't necessarily need to know the distance between the people, the character and the player. I don't need to know the distance, but I needed to know which actor it specifically is. So this works perfect for me on my upcoming game project that I will be announcing pretty soon. Might have a demo coming up within the next month or so. So that's it, guys. I hope you can use this, and good luck programming.